Morena koutou, aroha mai. I was just tuning into this rākau and I just saw the time. So, aroha mai. Morena, how are you after a long weekend? I trust you are well and safe wherever you are. And welcome to my channel if you are new to this channel. So, today I want to talk about this beautiful little rākau here. It's called Māpou or Matipo, or the botanical name is Myrsine australis. Myrsine australis. And if I put it up to the screen like that, isn't it beautiful? Gosh, the color's changing in the screen. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can see that it has the red stems here. It's got red stems, and sometimes it has little red splotches on the leaves. But this is quite a juvenile plant, so it's probably about 5 years old, and it's a very, very vibrant plant growing nearby. And I couldn't resist. I just have been tuning into this rākau for a little while, and I mean, we've worked with this many times before, but at the moment it's getting my attention. It's been getting my attention, and I just wanted to kōrero about it because perhaps it has a message to share with us, or that I know it has a message to share with us. But I think the questions that we're trying to ask is how these plants can support us in these times. So in these times, because the plants, as we evolve, as humans evolve, the plants evolve with us as well. The plants evolve with us. So as they had RONGOÄ to help us in times gone by, we now have different illnesses and diseases that we're working with, different symptoms. So also the plants evolve with us, and they can support us with the symptoms or illnesses that are going on in our current time. So that is why new kōrero is coming through from the plants, and that's why it's really important to keep tuning into them and keep connecting to the plants and finding out, how they can support us. It's really, really important. So today's one is Māpou, and I'm just going to pop it up here so I can have a look at her. Okay, it doesn't want to sit, so I will hold it. Okay. So Māpou, just even in the kupu, Māpou. So we know that a po is like a pillar, a strong pillar. Ma is white or clear, clean, or sacred, clear. So as you can see, Māpou would be meaning a clear pillar. So a clear pillar of light. So if you're looking at this Māpou, we're getting there, whānau, we're getting there. If you're looking at this Māpou, she has an element. There is an element with most plants, and some of them have primary elements. They have primary elements, and some of them have two primary elements. This one has one primary element, and if you haven't guessed it already, its element is fire. It is fire. And so all this week and last week, I have been talking about fire energy because of the solar eclipses that are happening, the solar flares that are happening at the moment, and just so much fire energy. And I'm asking the question in my mind, you know, when there's fire energy happening and Māpou is getting my attention to do with fire, then why is fire energy really important for us right now? Why is the fire element important for us right now? That's how I sort of tune into the environment. How you tune into the environment is what catches your attention and what plays on your attention, what sits there and comes into being wherever you are. Like, I mean, for the past 2 weeks, Māpou has been getting my attention. I think about it, I imagine it, I come across it, and I notice how vibrant it is. It is just vibrant in the environment right now. And that's what catches my attention. It's just so enthusiastic to kōrero, that kind of thing. And when I say enthusiastic to kōrero, I mean to share its messages, to share its beauty, to share its magic with us. And so we've talked about fire energy before. So we know what fire energy can do for us and to support us in our life. Like, it clears pathways, it cleans pathways, it's transformative, it transforms, it transcends, it's vibrant, it's creative, it's inspiring. This is fire energy. These are all the positive attributes to fire energy. But of course, fire can also be destructive, mightily powerful, very destructive, and sometimes clearing pathways that we don't want those pathways to be cleared. So it does its own thing, and you cannot stop fire. I wanted to stop myself from saying that, but I've just got to say it. You cannot stop fire. But you can work with it to lessen the blows. And a way to do that is by keeping yourself grounded, keeping yourself earthed, keeping yourself grounded and earthed. I was thinking about water. I was thinking about being in water, but when fire and water get together, that's not going to help, because what happens with fire and water, it boils, right? It boils. So then you've got a different type of heat going on. And the same with wind. You don't want to be outside in the wind, because that stirs up the fire element even more, as you know, with fires burning in forests. They do not want the wind because it can change direction. It can burn higher. What we want is the earth element to ground us, to cool us, to soothe us in times of extreme heat, extreme fire element. And I'm really talking about, I'm not talking about, destructive fires. I'm talking about when you've had too much fire energy. Like if there's too many solar flares happening and your head is firing from all the electricity in your neurons, your brain is firing. That's what I mean by when you've had too much fire energy. Is the best thing to do is to cool yourself and ground yourself and have something that's really earthy. So that could be things like, eating vegetables. I'm getting root vegetables to get you grounded in the earth. Clay, putting a clay mask on, even all over your body, just to ground yourself and to be able to work with the fire energy in a positive and supportive way. So that's pretty interesting. So the rongoā of Māpou, so the medicine of Māpou, the physical medicine, is that she relieves inflammation. She relieves inflammation. And what is inflammation in the body? Inflammation is a type of fire, isn't it? It's a heat. It's inflamed. You've got the flames. It's inflamed. Inflammation, it becomes red and it's painful. So that is inflammation. It's another fire in the body. So why would Māpou be good for relieving inflammation? Because you are fighting fire with fire. Fire with fire. So two fires cancel each other out. They cancel each other out. So that is why Māpou is a wonderful rongoā for relieving inflammation. Yes, there's a lot more to learning about the elements, and it's quite an intense. The best way to learn about the elements is to understand how they make you feel. And the way that I guide people is working with the atua, with our elemental beings, and how they make you feel when you're out in the environment and really experiencing the feel of them on your body, with your body, how they make you feel. So just trying to understand the elements from that perspective. And then you'll be able to learn about the elements of the plants. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at the elements of a plant, you're not looking for a fire element. You're looking at something totally different. You're feeling it. You're using your manawa, your heart resonance to instantly know what element the plant is. That is the way of finding the elements. So to do that, you have to learn how to feel and experience, and to be able to, it helps to voice too, to write about your experiences and your feelings about the elemental beings or the atua. And when you voice it, you're actually birthing it. You're earthing it. You're birthing it into the physical world, which helps you to understand it a lot more. When you keep things in your hinengaro, when you keep things in your mind, in your head, you understand it while it's there. You have the understanding of information when it's in your head, but when you go to speak it or voice it, it feels a little bit different. So it's always good to birth it by speaking it, by expressing it, even if it's just to yourself, or even writing it or through art. And that helps you to birth it, to bring it out into existence, into te ao marama. And that is a great way to learn about anything that you're learning, but especially what we're talking about with the elemental beings and learning about the element of the plants. What else, Māpou? So when I talk about the rongoā, the physical rongoā, and that it works with inflammation, I need to stress that the best thing you can do is first to make a relationship with the plant, which is whanaungatanga, and getting to know the plant first of all, understanding it and really appreciating and acknowledge the plant itself first, to understand its environment and where it grows and what it grows alongside, and to really appreciate its beauty and what it does for papatuanuku, and what it does for the environment, and how it works with other plants to be able to look after and support papatuanuku with what she's going through. So that is the first thing, is to appreciate and acknowledge the plant, to learn to identify it. Not only just look at one plant, but go for walks in the ngahere in different areas and come across Māpou in different aspects, in different environments. And you will start to see that they have a MAURI, that they have life force, that they have their own energy. So, you've got plants that work as a collective, which is mightily powerful, but you've also got plants that work individually as well. So what we're doing is we're connecting into, so this one, for instance, is I'm connecting into Māpou individually as it is, and appreciating and acknowledging its character as this is as an individual. But on the whole, when you're building whanaungatanga with Māpou, for example, you are looking at its elemental energy, and you're feeling the collective of Māpou as a whole. And that's a whole nother kōrero. The first thing that I would recommend is just connecting with your local Māpou, wherever you are, wherever it's growing, and go for walks and start to appreciate Māpou in its different environments. I will tell you that they all have their own Māori. They all have a particular Māori depending where they are. And if they get your attention, they're getting your attention for a reason. And find out what that reason is. Start to really tune in and hone into what the message of the plants are. So I think today's, because I'm looking at the time, I think today's kōrero with Māpou is about its fire energy. And she just gave a wonderful kōrero about the elemental beings and even though she doesn't grow into a huge rākau rangatira, she is still a rākau rangatira because of the kōrero that they provide. When they're vibrant, when they get your attention, it means their Māori is strong, and their Māori is trying to get your attention and ask you to tune in, find out what the kōrero is, and are you to share that kōrero with others? And at the moment, the plants are wanting to be shared because of all the activities, the events that are happening in the world right now, and the fluctuations of energy. And, there's a lot of people out there that are not in a good way. And we are still going through quite a bit. And I feel there's a little bit to go still. There's things that we haven't even come across yet, that haven't revealed themselves. So what we're doing now is there's a lot of people that are getting the urge and are being encouraged to kōrero, to speak up, to share their gifts, to really make their gifts accessible. Their kōrero that they receive, to make it accessible, to be able to help and support others around us. We have to really step up. I think if you look back 2 years ago when, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but when the sea came into existence, you would have seen that a lot of people stepped up. People became really creative. They were stepping up. They were inspired. And they had to take that next step, because that was the time that people were waiting for, to be able to give them a kick to actually start to make a difference, or to start doing things that could support others. So that was 2 years ago. And now, things are changing, but we're starting to see, see ahead, look ahead. That's something that I do all the time, is try to look ahead to see the potential of where things are going in the world, and where can I position myself to be able to be more supportive. And so this is why we're doing this kōrero on YouTube, First of all, because I love this platform, it's creative and there's a lot of creators on here doing amazing things. And the positivity that's on here as well, there's a lot of, everything I see is really positive. It's great. It's wonderful. And that's why we're doing it on YouTube, because I just love this channel and love this platform. So I think that's it with Māpou today. Who knows, she might come through again tomorrow, as they do, but we'll just keep touching on Māpou, and that's the first kōrero from her. So ngā mihi nui kia koe Māpou. And ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. Thank you for watching. A little bit different today, but this channel, this RONGOÀ Live with Joanne, is organic. We don't know how it's going to go. And at the moment, it seems to be the plants are wanting to come in. So let's just go with it. So kia pai tō rā koutou. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Ka kite anō.